Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I think the camera's crooked. If you're new here, my name is Elena. I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos, and here on the channel we talk about everything from homeschooling, homemaking, all the things in between. Today we're gonna make some meals from our favorite YouTube mamas. I think it's just YouTube mamas. There are some YouTube dads and other great YouTube cooks out there, but I think these ones I picked were just other YouTube mamas that are making dinner and sharing. So let's dive in. Okay, we gotta make dinner. It's like 4:30 right now, so I feel like I have plenty of time, but I use my Instant Pot for something else, so I need to I had beans in there, so I need to take that out, clean it, and then we're gonna use it again to make some pasta. Today's recipe is from Six Sisters. If you haven't heard of them, I don't know how you could have missed them. They have done like tons of Instant Pot, freezer meals, all the fun things. So this one, I will link the video for you down below, is like a pizza pasta casserole. I've been meaning to try something like this to see if the kiddos will like it. And I'm actually gonna make 2 because we have some lactose sensitive people in the home. So we're gonna do a few things, tweak a couple of things from the original recipe, and then just see how they come out. Okay, I've got some dishes drying next to me, but you need to have cooked pasta for this. So I'm going to use a bag of pasta. This is penne from Costco. So it is 500 grams or 17.6 ounces of pasta. I'm gonna put the whole thing in because I'm trying to make 2 smaller casseroles instead of just one large one. So I'm gonna cook the pasta in here. You could just boil it as well, but I'm gonna put it in the Instant Pot because it hardly takes any time at all in the Instant Pot. Okay, and then I've just added water. I'm not sure if it's showing up there, but to cover the pasta. So you want all your pasta to be covered by liquid so that it will cook. And then I'm gonna set it for 5 minutes. Okay, TV's on really loud in the background, but the pasta is cooked, and then I'm gonna just drain a little and then get it into the casserole dishes. Okay, it just got louder and louder in the house, so here's a quick voiceover of what I'm doing. I'm just spraying the 2 smaller casserole dishes, like I said, and I have a little bit of homemade pizza sauce. I'm gonna try to stretch it because I don't have enough for 2 casserole dishes. I think if I was just making 1, it would have worked. So in a second here, you'll see how I'm improvising. So a lot of these meals, I'm just doing my best to improvise with what we have on hand. So I'm gonna put a tiny bit of layer on the bottom, add some pasta. I'm gonna switch up my utensils. I tried to use a spoon, but it didn't work so well. So we're gonna go over to these tongs. And then I think what I'm gonna add is some tomato sauce. We'll see here in a second. Nope, what I end up using is some leftover pasta sauce, and then I added in some homemade Italian seasoning. I just mixed that in a separate bowl and then added it in. I'm gonna also cut up some pepperoni and put that in, but the reason for 2 different dishes is that I'm going to do one with a non-dairy cheese, that's this cheese here, and then the other one was just regular cheese, so that my people that are a little bit more sensitive to dairy can have it and not worry about the dairy problems. So I go ahead and just mix it all together, and then I'm gonna add the pepperoni in. I think you could add like veggies in here if you had them on hand, or really whatever pizza toppings you like. But we just did pepperoni for this first time around. And then I only cooked it, I believe I cooked it for like 365 for 20 to 25 minutes because I was just trying to warm it all the way through. I think the original recipe says to do it for longer, but again, I was just trying to warm it through. Okay, sorry for the lighting, but this is my 2 littles, they're plates. So I'm gonna serve this up to them, and then my oldest is gonna wait till my husband comes home and we'll eat the other casserole. Okay, the next meal we're gonna make, I'm actually gonna make for lunch, although I'm sure you can serve it for dinner as well. But it's me and the kiddos here, and so we're gonna make it for a lunch. This one is from Sarah at Our Tribe of Many, and I'll link their channel and the video that I got this from down below. But if you've not heard of her, I don't know how you haven't. She is this really sweet mama of many, and she homeschools and will share their kind of day-to-day life. She does, they touch on budget. It's her and her husband solo, and then their family, and I believe her eldest son has his own YouTube channel now as well, and so does her dad, who is hilarious. So let's dive in. We're gonna make like a sheet pan quesadilla. First thing we're gonna do is melt a little bit of butter. Actually, I have some softened butter already. In her recipe, she did melt butter, so you can do that. But I realized that I have my butter crock here, and that butter is already softened. So you're gonna use the butter. You're gonna use the butter to grease the bottom of your pan, and then again at the end. So I'm just gonna take our butter out, and it is, you love this thing, having softened butter. Ready to go. So we're gonna use that. It's really cold in my kitchen, so it's not as soft, I guess, as normally it would be. And then I have these flour tortillas, the burrito size ones. I get ours from Costco. Okay, so I'm preheating the oven to 450 degrees, and then we're gonna layer these tortillas half on and half off this sheet here. So we've got it layered halfway all the way around, and then we're gonna put one in the middle here, and then one in the center. And she had pre-cooked chicken, salsa chicken, so it was just chicken that was cooked with salsa, and she put that down. I have some leftover chicken here. It was seasoned, but it's not salsa chicken. So, and you could use whatever you have on hand. This would be a great way to use up leftovers. So ground turkey, ground meat, ground chicken. We're gonna spread that in. Actually, she put cheese down first and I forgot. So let's sprinkle some cheese in. I'm half listening to my kiddos who are upstairs, and I'm keeping an ear out for them, and also trying to stop them. I think they're like jumping around or doing aerobics. I don't know what they're doing, but if you have ever had kiddos upstairs, you know what I mean. So it's like a tiny herd of baby elephants. So I'm half trying to keep them calm and still and get this prepped. So I think I'm not fully paying attention. That's okay. Now you can see what happens when you don't follow the recipe exactly. I'm sure it'll be fine. So I put a little cheese down. I'm gonna put some more chicken in here. You can do as little or as much as you want. You could totally make this vegetarian and just put like peppers and onions in it. This dish seems so versatile. So she put in a can, I think, of corn, drained corn, but I have some frozen corn here, a little over a cup, and I'm gonna sprinkle that in. If you don't like corn, leave it out. And then I believe she put more salsa in here. I'm not going to, because my youngest has an aversion to salsa. He doesn't like it. You could put just tomatoes on top, which I thought of opening a can of tomatoes and putting that in there, but I think I'm gonna save it and just put fresh tomatoes on top of it. So I am just going to top this with a little more cheese, which will make all the toppings stick together. It'll just be so lovely. And then you're going to start folding up your tortillas. Now when she folded hers, she put one more right on top here, another, but because mine, the way that I have it on here, I'm gonna leave it like that. But you could put one more right on top. I just feel like for this teeny tiny hole, it's not gonna need it. And then you're gonna use your butter and put a little butter on top to brown it. And I only have one baking pan, so we're gonna use a different baking pan to put on top. So my baking pans are loved. We're gonna put that right on top, and when my oven is heated up, we will place this inside it for, I believe she said 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. Side note, my oven takes, like, it's on an automatic 10-minute timer when you heat it up. No matter what temperature you put it on, it puts itself on a 10-minute timer. So I started that right after I think I laid the tortillas down on the pan, and we still have like a minute and a half to go. So this comes together super quick, especially if you already have, like, if you bought pre-shredded cheese and you just, like I said, had leftovers. I really imagine like anything could go in there. I think this will be a really great meal for weekends or busy nights. You can just throw it together, and this would be fantastic if you had extra trays to feed a crowd. As you can see, the ends here crisped, like too crispy. That's the part that didn't get covered by my pan. Oh, you can see the inside. Look at that bubbling. That's the cheesy gooey goodness inside. So I'm gonna let this cool for a little bit and then slice it up. I just slid it off and put it on our cutting board so that I would be able to cut it not on my pan there. And it probably could cool down a little bit more, but everybody's ready to eat. So. Okay, and then I served mine with tomato, no, I'm lying to you, salsa, avocado, and then fermented red onion. So my son did end up adding fermented red onion to his as well, my oldest. We're trying to get a little bit more ferments in our life. Anyways, that's not what you're here for. Let's taste it. It's a quesadilla, so I mean, it's delicious. It's cheesy. Really, like I said, I feel like it's so flexible. You could do this anyway. So Liz is the keeper. We're gonna have to make it on the weekend for Daddy so he can have some. My oldest is already done with his first slice. I just took a bite of my first one. My youngest is working on it. He's not the biggest fan of stuffed quesadillas, but how do you like it? He's giving it 2 thumbs up right now. I think it's the corn and the tomatoes that did it for him. And my daughter's working on hers. What do you think so far?
I really like it.
Do you?
It tastes like a burrito. No.
What, baby?
It tastes like a burrito.
It tastes like a flat burrito to my daughter, and my son gave me 1 million stars, so could you ask for more? Okay, so there's this one. On to the next. Okay, it's still early enough that I can get one of these meals in the slow cooker. It is only 9:30, so I'm gonna put something in the slow cooker. This recipe is from In the Kitchen with Momma Mel. She is new to me when I was looking up videos. A lot of slow cooker, Instant Pot type meals. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do a slow cooker pork chop meal. And then I'm just gonna tweak it ever so slightly, and I'll tell you the changes I do just because I'll explain as we go. So let's get this in the slow cooker. Okay, sorry for the weird angle. We're gonna spray our slow cooker first. My spray is kind of running out. And then we are going to put in, she just mixes in all the dry ingredients. She mixes everything except pork chops first. So I'm not sure if I mentioned, but we are going to make some kind of smothered gravy pork chops. It looks delicious. And she is just the sweetest lady. Her bio says she is in Tennessee, and I, man, wish she was closer. I wish we could be friends because she just seems so sweet. But let's get this in. I need to put in cream of mushroom, or cream, I think she uses, I don't know if she used cream of mushroom, but the cream of something soup. She used a condensed can. I have some homemade one. So I actually made a bulk thing of cream of mushroom soup, and I'm gonna put in I think that was like a cup and a half. She used a can, and then she also used broth. I think because the condensed one is thicker, so mine may not come out as thick as hers did. I made ours because we have some lactose sensitive people here, and so I make ours with almond milk instead. And then I have a packet of brown gravy we're gonna put in. I believe she used pork gravy, and she also said that if you had chicken, you could throw that in there. So this was actually the last gravy packet I had on hand, so we're going to use that. And then also she put in a packet of the onion mix, of the onion soup mix. I have some our homemade version, so I'm going to put that in there as well. Then it looks like I need to make some more for our kitchen, so we'll do that later. And that's it. Like I said, she put in the can and broth, but I'm going to skip the broth because I think it was just to help thin it out and stretch. If we need broth, I can come back in and put that in. Then we'll give this a little bit of a stir just to get the flavors mixed up in there. Okay, and then we just have some pork chops. Now we are hearty, bunch of hearty eaters here, so I'm gonna put a lot more pork chops than she put in hers. And ours actually do have bone in some of these here, so I'm gonna try to fit them in as best I can. I probably should have doubled up the gravy because we have so many, but I'm gonna start with this, see how it comes out, maybe give it a stir. And then I also just seasoned the pork chops with just salt and pepper. So I'm gonna put these in, we'll put the lid on and switch it to low. Okay, it's almost 6 o'clock and ooh, look at that bubble. I honestly just lost track of time. And just looked at the time, told my kids, oh, you probably want to eat, huh? So I think there is plenty of gravy here. I'm gonna serve, ooh, gonna plate it up, and then I will let you know how everyone likes it. And then again, I was gonna forget. So there was a pork chop on this plate, but my oldest is eating. I just served it with stuffing and broccoli, and they said it was delicious. My littles got mac and cheese instead of stuffing. There it is, because they don't like stuffing. That's what we're gonna call it. I hope that you had fun. I know we got a couple of great recipes to add into our rotation, so I'm happy about that because we were kind of going through a little slump, and I am glad that we have some new things to add to our rotation list here. Thanks for joining me. I hope that this was entertaining for you at least, or maybe you learned some new recipes. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And as always, if you don't know or you just need to be reminded, maybe the one to tell you you are deeply and truly loved and so appreciated. I really appreciate you taking your time out and spending it here with me. Thanks for watching.